Disappointed locker room. Certainly, you don't come down here to play these games and feel good after a physical game like that when you come up short. Congratulations to Georgia. They're a good football team, obviously. It was a physical game. Both sides of the ball. You could hear it out there. The physicality was real. Probably one of the most physical games that I've coached against any team that I've had compete. It's a lot of games that I've coached. So physicality was real. Georgia made a couple more plays than we did. I know these all sound like cliches, but when you break it down, our guys fought to the very end. They made a couple more plays. We got to coach a little bit better. We got to make a couple more plays. That was really the difference. It would be better if we just did questions.
Brian, do you feel better about your team leaving here than when you got here earlier today?
I certainly know a lot more about our team. It's hard to measure your team early in the season. We played good teams, but we didn't play the number 3 team in the country. So you clearly learn a lot more. We're a physical team. We're a fast team. We're a team that is persistent, that will play for 4 quarters. I asked our coaches, raise your hand if you'd like that to work with, and everybody raised their hand, obviously. We were a little sloppy today, uncharacteristically. That goes to coaching. We've got to coach better. We've got to clean up some mistakes that hurt us today. Those are correctable. But the core of this football team is one that is gritty, it's hard-nosed, it's physical, and we're short a number of playmakers that we're going to get back here in the next few weeks. So, we feel pretty good about our football team, even though we're disappointed with what happened today.
Is that how you anticipated using Komet from the outset of the season? Had he been healthy?
Certainly, yeah. Obviously, we feel like he's a difference maker as a player. He kind of set the tone in the game with the physical run early on. I think he got everybody feeling like this is the way we can play this game, and he opens up a lot of things for us. We need balance. We need some guys to get healthy at the running back position. Tony Jones did a terrific job, but we're asking way too much for him, to do way too much, and so we need some help for him, and hopefully we'll be able to get that in the next few weeks.
You had them off balance a little bit in the first half, and then you were unable to get a first down in the third quarter. What did they do? You
saw what happened. Penalties and drop balls and mistakes, self-inflicted wounds. And Georgia's good. They're a good football team.
What is Lindsey's status, and how did you hope to use him?
Well, we're limited in terms of the running back position, so we were hoping to be able to get on the perimeter with his speed. He got banged up in practice and wasn't able to make the trip. He was in the concussion protocol.
You said on Thursday about you expected sort of a performance from both. How close did you feel like he came to that?
He stepped up to the level necessary for us to have a chance to win this game. There's room for improvement, certainly. I think the little detail things, we're in, silent cadence and he's still clapping and they're jumping off sides. So little things like that. But the big picture was poise and patience in the pocket, delivering the football where he needed to. There's some things that we'll continue to work on, but he's getting to the level where he can begin now to ascend to a level where he can take over a game.
The environment you prepare for it the best you can. Sure. How much of an impact do you think ultimately had?
We practiced in a louder environment. We're very disappointed that we didn't handle it better. They were much more of a coaching. I think we needed to do a better job of silent cadence longer. They handled it so quickly and so easily, but the repetition on the clap, which is our cadence, was so ingrained that when we went to silent cadence, they forgot and went back to the clap. And so I should have taken that into consideration and just forced them to be in it longer. And so I'll take responsibility for that.
Brian, what did you make of Georgia's depth? I mean, y'all play a lot.
They came back. I mean, it just seemed like in waves. I mean, I think where they struggled a little bit was all the injuries in the back end of their defense. But up front, we're trying to match and try to figure out what's going to come onto the field. And it's 3 down, it's 4 down, it's different personnel groupings. It's more depth than we've seen in a long time.
How did what you saw on film of Jake Fromm stand up to what you saw in person?
The arm is a lot liver than it was when we saw him a couple of years ago. And the decision making, it's outstanding. He doesn't put the ball in a position where it's going to be turned over. His back shoulder throws were very difficult for Troy Pride to defend, and we stayed on the back hip of the defender, and he put it low back shoulder. I mean, they had to make some great catches, and they did. Give Georgia credit, they made great catches on those back. They weren't in stride running back shoulder catches. They had to go down on the ground and make great catches, and Troy's a pretty good defender, and he didn't have much of a chance, so that's really good quarterback.
Brian, does the pressure on the flea flicker, did that come from a guy that was unaccounted for, or that book had a roll out and he ended up throwing
They
an
blitzed
interception?
the corner. They had the perfect call on for the flea flicker. We go 0 or hero on that play. So when you call a play like that, you're either going to be the hero on the play or take a 0. And they have the perfect call. They blitz the corner off the flea flicker. We've got to be 0 on that play.
Moving forward, what was the message that you wanted to take, those players to take with them as they got on the bus tonight?
That the defining game will be next week. We'll know who we are truly next week. How you come back on Monday will certainly define who this football team is. I know who you are tonight based upon what I saw, but you want to talk about defining games. It wasn't tonight. It'll be next week.
How do you go from 120th in the country to run defense to keeping Georgia contained on the ground team? Like, no real big runs.
Well, I mean, the numbers are misleading. I mean, especially when it's early in the season. We kind of knew what we had and what we needed to do in this game. If you give Georgia the opportunity to run the football, you have no chance to win the game. So the game plan was set that they were going to have some one-on-one shots on the perimeter, but the extra hat was going to be committed to the run. And they hit some one-on-one shots on the perimeter, but we had to be effective against the run. We had no chances.
You talked about how physical this game was. How difficult will it be? You're talking about next week being the defining moment for your team to be able to bounce back physically.
Well, if they want to get to where they want to go, it can't be that hard. But if they're going to, mope around and feel sorry for themselves, then we'll be talking about we lost to Virginia. So it's their choice. And based upon my conversation with them, they want to win next week. And I'm pretty confident they'll come back in on Monday. They'll see the trainer all day tomorrow, and they'll get themselves back up ready to go on Monday to play Virginia, a really good football team.
Thank you, everybody.